Are y'all expecting me to climb that volcano?
What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Robert Eggers has a brand new film in theaters this weekend in the US. It is The Northman. I need you in the comments down below. Are you excited for this film? Is it going to be that epic Viking story that it looks like it could be from the trailers? We're going to talk about all of it. Let's do it. The Northman is an action-filled epic that follows a young Viking prince on his quest to avenge his father's murder with a huge cast and an R rating, and that's where we're going to start. This movie's rated R for strong bloody violence, sexual content, and nudity. So, not the family picture to take the kids to this weekend. What's the new DreamWorks movie, The Bad Guys? Take them to that one. My anticipation for this film was sky high because I'm a huge fan of Robert Eggers and what he does. What he did with The Witch, even though it has taken me a couple of watches to fully appreciate that film, but I am team The Lighthouse. I am a massive fan of that movie. It's crazy. It's not for everyone. It's funny because my wife is always like, Team Witch. I'm always Team The Lighthouse. But we both appreciate what Robert Eggers is able to do as director. Now, The Northman, even though this feels like almost a culmination of a lot of what he's done in the past, bringing together certain skill sets, whether that be the spectacular cinematography, an epic story, a brutal quest, putting those things into one movie with a spectacular cast that we'll talk about. This could have absolutely been another extremely artistic and somewhat inaccessible film to a lot of audiences because you have a very simple story, a simple quest. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to bring all of this together and make a movie for everyone, or at least everyone who walks into this film expecting one thing? And I truly believe that they will get what they are looking for. This is his most audience-accessible film to date because he provides such a simple, no-nonsense narrative that it's not extremely hard to follow. Are there artistic techniques used? Absolutely. Some beautiful shots all throughout this movie, and elements that will make you feel uncomfortable, but they are not there for the sake of that. They are there for the sake of pushing the story forward, and everything is surrounding Alexander Skarsgård's character, who we get a peek at in his youth, and how life seems to be treating he and his family fairly well, right? But then tragedy strikes. His family is taken from him at such a young age. It feels like all of this is stripped away, and he's hell-bent on revenge, but he's too young, so he knows he has to train and get to that point, and when the time is right, embark on this quest to seek revenge against those who killed his father, who took his mother, and essentially pushed him down this path. He's not a very happy person when we meet him as he is becoming an adult, and this plan, this scheme that he has to take these people down, it feels so well thought out in his head, and you completely understand the journey that we are embarking on, a journey that is filled with action. Now, it is a bit fewer and farther in between than a lot of movies that tackle this sort of concept with this Norse mythology and this time period, but when the action hits, you feel every single punch, movement. I mean, even characters lifting a sword and using the sword to fight with, you can feel the weight of that item. Whereas I think a lot of movies miss those very specific details that Eggers is clearly going for. Not only do you feel that and you feel the impact every time someone is hit or attacked, but you also hear it, the sound effects in this movie. They are phenomenal, and all throughout, whether it be the sound effects or the score or just these technical elements in general, I could sit and talk about the visuals for days. They look top tier. I mean, some of the best looking moments I've seen in a movie, and most of this comes down to the way Eggers is able to handle the camera, the cinematography as a whole. Bringing in, and I hope I get his name right, Jaron Blaschke, who helped him out on The Lighthouse and The Witch. It's just the perfect pairing, in my opinion, and visually, this movie is perfect. I have absolutely no complaints. From a narrative standpoint, again, it's a simple story. It's a quest that is easy to follow, but we do hit twists and turns along the way. Some of those twists will have you so like, wow, that's the direction they're going with this story. And a few of the reasons why these elements are so believable is because you have phenomenal supporting performances from a Nicole Kidman, from an Anya Taylor-Joy. Not a lot of Ethan Hawke, not a lot of Willem Dafoe, which kind of stinks. I guess Hawke is more understandable, but Willem Dafoe's character, he really gets one shining moment, and that's it. And I'm like, gosh, I would have loved to have seen a little bit more from him. But overall, I believe the focus is there because you're with Skarsgård throughout, and the more he realizes and accepts what he has to do, the more you are on board with that journey. And from that, you're going to get so many epic moments. And that's why I use that in the title of this video, is because this movie, even the quiet and subtle moments where he's having conversations and discussions with Olga, Anya Taylor-Joy's character, you feel the intensity and the weight of these moments. And without spoilers, a lot of this leads to maybe one or two massive showdowns at the end of the movie, and every single punch thrown, every single time the sword was swinging through the air, I felt that, man. I really did. It felt good. This is getting weird. Before I give you my score, if you like this video, the best way to let me know is by dropping that like down below. It helps the algorithm. And come back, because we have more reviews coming this week in DreamWorks' The Bad Guys, and I saw the new Nicolas Cage movie. That's on the channel. The Northman provides fantastic performances and an epic quest that builds top-tier intensity until the final scene. This is easily one of the best-looking films of the year, and the way this story is handled once again proves how talented Robert Eggers is. He's a great director. My score is a 90%. I had a great time watching this epic Norse Viking-esque movie. And yeah, let me tell you, there are some great action scenes in here. As you can see, these are all of the people that guessed my score. Thanks for watching my first reaction over on the TikToks, because we're doing that now. You guys are the best. Let me know down below, what is your favorite Robert Eggers movie? Go.